One of the first measures was designed to get people working again. The Civil Works Administration gave the unemployed jobs in building and repairing roads and parks, among other useful services. The Civilian Conservation Corps was established around the same time. The CCC employed over 2 million men who worked to restore forests and build new parks. The National Industrial Recovery Act, passed in June 1933, was passed in an attempt to fix the problems in industry. The NIRA created the National Recovery Administration, which boosted declining prices and allowed trade organizations to form between competing companies. These companies were allowed to set minimum wages and minimum prices, and this was seemingly in violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act. Eventually, the Supreme Court ruled that much of the NIRA was unconstitutional because it allowed competing business to form unions that could be considered monopolies. One of the most important parts of the NIRA remained intact, however. The Public Works Administration was created to give more unemployed Americans a chance to earn a living while bettering society. Workers of the PWA built schools, paved roads, and constructed dams. Roosevelt was also sensitive to the plight of the nation's farmers. Low prices and years of drought had all but ruined the farming industry, and FDR used his first 100 days in office to give farmers the support they so desperately needed. The Farm Security Administration lent money to farmers and sharecroppers to help them buy their own land. The Federal Surplus Relief Corporation worked to reduce the surplus in produce, helping to raise prices for agricultural products. The Tennessee Valley Authority was created under the provision of the Rural Electrification Act. The TVA put people to work building dams on the Tennessee River. A hydroelectric plant generated electrical power from the water in the lakes. And a large part of rural America received electricity for the first time. The electricity greatly improved life for many farmers. And the lakes also served as popular recreation spots for fishermen, swimmers, and picnickers. President Roosevelt was well aware that the economy was in a state of emergency. While programs like the TVA, the CCC, and the PWA created jobs for the unemployed, FDR knew there still weren't enough jobs for everyone who needed work. His answer was the Federal Emergency Relief Administration. The FERA was authorized to give a total of $500 million to individual states to help their relief organizations. This money was used to help those who were in dire need of food, clothing, or shelter. But it was left up to the states to decide how best they could utilize the money. The monumental reform legislation passed during the first 100 days of the Roosevelt administration sent a powerful message to the American people. The relief, recovery, and reform measures proved to the country that the president was committed to easing their suffering